Now, from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
It's the place where much of the country's military might begins. Tens of thousands of people head there every day for work.
Today, the Commander-in-Chief pays a visit to Hampton Roads. He brings with him an ambitious plan to keep those people and many more hard at work for a long time. Good evening to you. President Trump has it in his proposed budget, and now he said it.
He wants a larger, stronger military, and it's something people at one of the largest shipyards in the nation were happy to hear. You saw the president arrive at Langley Air Force Base during WAVY News 10 midday. From there, a short trip on Marine One to the Newport News shipyard.
That's where President Trump got a tour on the soon-to-be USS Gerald R. Ford, the most expensive carrier to ever be built. But during today's speech, he hinted that it's not enough and has more in store for the Navy.
10 on Your Side has been giving you team coverage all day long on this presidential visit. Our coverage begins at 6 with Andy Fox. Andy?
Tom and Anita, it was a very festive day on the Ford. It was a day where President Trump came down and talked about defense, and it was very festive, and it should be, because he was talking about increasing defense, building more ships, creating more jobs. When President Trump announced his candidacy for president, he came down in a hotel escalator. Today, as commander-in-chief, he came down in an aircraft elevator to talk to shipbuilders whose ships sail the 7 seas.
Vital missions on the oceans to project American power in distant lands. Hopefully, it's power we don't have to use. But if we do, they're in big, big trouble.
President Trump spoke about sequestration, across-the-board cuts, a big issue here in Hampton Roads.
I asked Congress to eliminate the defense sequester and to support my request for a great rebuilding of the United States military and the United States Navy.
Mr. Trump spoke about this after he just proposed one of the largest proposed defense spendings in history.
And by eliminating the sequester and the uncertainty it creates, we will make it easier for the Navy to plan for the future and thus to control costs and get the best deals for the taxpayer.
The president spoke about how you build a Navy from 270 ships to 350. For President Trump, it goes back to his book, It's the Art of the Deal.
The same boat for less money, the same ship for less money, the same airplanes for less money. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. It means we're going to get more of them, and we can use them.
It is easy to tell people you want to build more ships. Now comes the tough part, selling it in Congress, coming up with the money to do it. In Newport News, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
I'm Deanna LeBlanc in Newport News. The president's short speech packed a punch filled with pride and passion, but falling short on specifics.
I am calling for one of the largest defense spending increases in history.
It was a message the shipbuilders who lose their jobs when business is slow wanted to hear. President Trump promising to build more Navy ships likely means more employment for those who waited hours to hear him speak.
This warship and all who serve on it should be a source of shared pride.
While the president has come down hard on the F-35 program and the construction of a new Air Force One for being too expensive, he did not lambast the Ford, which is more than a year behind schedule and $2 billion over budget. But he did say he could do better.
The same boat for less money, the same ship for less money, the same airplanes for less money. That's what we're doing.
The president promised an additional aircraft carrier. Right now there are 10 in operation. The Ford will make 11.
Expansion of our entire Navy fleet, including having the 12-carrier Navy we need.
But the president did not say how he would pay for that. The Ford, the most expensive ship ever built, cost close to $13 billion.
Our Navy is great. Our Navy is great. Our people are great.
Inside the hangar today were Republican congressmen from Virginia Rob Whitman and Scott Taylor, not present Democrat Bobby Scott, who did send out a statement saying in part he welcomes the president's call for more shipbuilding, but remains concerned with how he intends to pay for it. In Newport News, I'm Deanna LeBlanc. 10 on your side.
And we have more details on the business building the carrier Gerald R. Ford. Newport News Shipbuilding was founded in 1886. It has built more than 800 ships for both Navy and private companies. It is the only designer and builder of the Navy's aircraft carriers. More than 20,000 people work for Huntington Ingalls Newport News facility. No major political event seems to go without protests these days.
Today's presidential visit is no exception, with 2 demonstrations in the area. 10 on your side had cameras outside Newport News Shipyard for a protest against the president. Close to 24 people gathered holding signs mentioning the controversy with Russia and the so-called travel ban. Now, 10 on your side was also there in Virginia Beach as about a dozen people gathered at the Town Center fountain. They marched to Republican Congressman Scott Taylor's office, who told our Kara Dixon he supports many of the president's policies.
Coverage of the president's visit continues on WAVY.com. Find more on Mr. Trump's speech, as well as pictures and pieces of our live streams.
Chopper 10 is